It's February 8th, 2020. My name is Eric Haluzik with All Corners Home Inspections. OG number is 1698. As with all the videos in this report, we request that you view this video as supplemental to the written version of the report to which this video has been attached. At the time of inspection, there were a number of reportable challenges with this single-family home's gable and hip style roof. We'll do our best to detail those challenges here. An Oregon home inspection, however, does not include a roof warranty, meaning we can make no claims as to this roof's ability to keep water out of the ceiling voids and attic spaces for the living space below. There are companies which will offer such insurance policies. Oregon home inspectors are specifically forbidden from offering such services. The first challenge we'll identify, and it's most severe at the west and south-facing exposures of the roof line, is that we're seeing sort of accelerated roof wear in the valleys, so much so that in certain areas the surface shingles in some isolated areas are actually starting to leave the roof line. You can see at this location here, a small portion of the roofing material has actually departed the roof line. The granular material that we use to indicate the lifespan of a roof, one of the indicators we use to indicate the lifespan of a roof is there primarily for UV resistance, because the layers of roofing material underneath, felt, tar, plastic, fiberglass, etc., are really never intended to be exposed to the UV, and if they are, they start to get brittle and crack over time. Next challenge we'll identify is that, as you'll note in the written version of the inspection report, there is a cracked shingle along the ridge. Likewise, there is an exposed nail head near the upper rear portion of the roof line as well, which would allow small amounts of moisture to penetrate the roof line. This sort of forward slope at this single family home is a lower slope than is ever really intended for a roofing material of this type. Roofing material of this type is never intended to be at a slope lower than 212, and at the 6 different locations where we took measurements from the discharge point near the bottom all the way up to the upper ridge area, all the way up to the upper transition point, measured out to an aggregated number of 1.6. 0.4 below the minimum standard necessary to install a composition or an asphalt style roof. Anecdotally, there were some claims that a roof repair was performed along the western facing exposure. We're actually looking east right now. We actually saw no evidence of any kind of roof repair. Typically, roof repair would have at least a small area of new shingles, and in this case we're seeing no signs that a roofing job has been performed. This is that spot right there with a darker sort of discoloration, or darker sort of coloration, is the area where we have an exposed nail head and actually a missing shingle. This is the exposure where the current homeowner claims that there was a leak and then a subsequent repair. Again, we're seeing no evidence of changing color type characteristic with what would be a roof repair. We'd recommend evaluating the receipts for the repair to determine exactly what sort of work was performed. We do recommend that somebody who's capable of evaluating such a roof line get up here on a fairly regular basis to make sure that no small challenges turn into significant issues. This has been Eric Haluzik with All Corners Home Inspections.